Venus is emotional. Venus understands. Like if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend who has instability and just husband, etc. These people will be like, yes, I know you don't have a good relationship with your mom, but I understand that. I will fulfill that. I will love you because of that. But they all have their own problems in their life because of the debilitation. However, the six of chakra is very sensual and very understanding. In the Bhuli, however, this becomes a very hard issue with these people. So this shows like a hot sun. So they have a real burning desire within them about lack of nourishment, lack of love, lack of that relationship in their life, but they're always might be like kind of bitching about their partner's story. So this is why it can differentiate in one nakshatra when this planet is in this. Okay? So guys, I hope this helps about the meditation. If you know my house, try to follow. You can always bring more of this rather than to put the bird on. And if you want to work on something, check out my blog, check out my book, Solving Sleep Life, where you can learn about yourself and who you are and why it's huge tomorrow. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Jupiter in the second house episode. So what happens when Jupiter is in your second house in your horoscope? Well, first of all, what's second house? Second house is speech, your ability to speak, what kind of speaking ability you have, still, good, average, okay. It represents your family lineage, your family history, okay. Represents the family's assets, represents your savings, okay. Second house also represents love for singing and poetry. And so this is second house, and then you bring in Jupiter and Sicily. But with the optimistic planet, I'm trying to go over with optimistic, the one who governs all the basic necessities in your life. Okay. It's knowledge. And so when Jupiter comes here, this is actually one of very complex places for Jupiter to be in. Because first of all, second house is known as the Marka house. Marka means death inflicted house. Your death is dependent on second, seventh, and eighth house. So this is what they call the Marka house. So when Jupiter comes here, and if it's not in its own sign or excelled, and if he's in like debilitated average signs, friendly signs, then it kind of becomes a bit of a confusing place for Jupiter to be in the second house. Here, first of all, Jupiter gives you its pleasant speech.
it gives you a very dignified ability to speak. And since Jupiter is the guru or a teacher or a preacher, whenever you speak, you will always speak about teaching something to others. Whenever you have a conversation, you will always try to instill some sort of wisdom in others. You will try to involve some sort of a belief in others. So that's so then this also makes a person a very great public speaker. Because guru has a bit of authority. When a teacher speaks, when it listens, this is the same thing that happens here. Whenever Jupiter speaks, people listen. Jupiter here also makes a person a very good writer. But Jupiter, what it does, it kind of inflates everything. So when people say Jupiter in the second house is great for wealth, it's inflating wealth, it's kind of not true. Jupiter in the second house inflates your image. That makes people think you are very rich. You're very wealthy. Well, you might be living an average lifestyle, below average lifestyle. But what Jupiter does is inflate that. But Jupiter is not really happy here because it is a house of divinity, Venus, and it's also a Mars house. Meaning that influencing house. So this doesn't mean you're going to die if Jupiter in the second house. Billions of people, millions might have it. It simply means it is making Jupiter feel very uncomfortable. Jupiter is a teacher. He wants to be in pleasant places. He wants to be in places where knowledge and wisdom is excelled, like the first, fifth, and ninth house. Second house is about material gains. And Jupiter, even though he's a significator of it, he doesn't want to be there. Now, like I said, Jupiter is the significator of the second house. It's the significator of the second, fifth, ninth, and 11th house. But here, what Jupiter is known as a God-nudge Baba is a term. Meaning that whenever a significator of a certain house sits in its own house that it signifies, it damages that house. So like if Saturn is in the significator of 8th house, and if you sit there, he's damaging that, which is not true. Okay. But with Jupiter, this is the only position that kind of holds some truth about significator of a certain house giving kind of negative results. Why? Why Jupiter doesn't damage the significance of the 5th, 9th, 11th house while he's a significator of that? So think about it. Again, Mata house. Jupiter doesn't want to sit there. He doesn't want to be, dealing with things that are going to drain the teacher's energy. That's what almost simply means. Your energy is being drained a lot in life. Okay. So here, Jupiter, the teacher itself, or he's in his own sign of Sagittarius and Pisces, yes, he's actually a lord of this house now. He has to control and give good results for this house. So he does. The people who have this have tremendous money. But here, Jupiter feels more valuable about knowledge. Jupiter feels that he is rich, and Jupiter feels that the more wisdom I have, the more knowledge I have, the more enriched I feel. So that's what really he needs.